Hey guys, we just came back from the missions conference in Oklahoma, and it was such a great, powerful week. Uh, 2 weeks ago we were in Harvest Baptist Church in Claremore, Oklahoma. This is where my brother-in-law um, and my sister-in-law, Brenna's sister, and her husband, they worked there as youth pastor for a few years, and so just having that connection. Um, but at the same time, also meeting all the people there, just their heart and enthusiasm for missions. That was just great. And then just to meet Pastor Lindsay and Teresa and how well they took care of us, just their generosity just blessed us. Then on Monday, we went to Owasso at Friendship Baptist Church, and they had a week long missions conference. So filled with activities and various things, but also time of rest. And, Friendship Baptist Church is very well known in BBF Circle for their missions conference. And every missionary wants to be part of that. And that's the reputation that they have built. And what a great reputation to be built. What a great reputation to be known as church where missionaries want to go and they want to be part of their conference. And Pastor Lindsay and all the staff there have just created this culture of fostering their church to be enthusiastic, to be involved in global missions. And so I just want to thank them. We had a great week. We had a great host, Ben and Sarah McGregor. They just went above and beyond to take care of my family. I have two toddlers, and with coming with two toddlers, it's not very, very easy to take care of them. But they were just such a great host, and I truly believe in God's sovereignty, that God in His sovereignty just aligned them with us and us with them, and I feel like we lived with some great friends that will last lifelong, and just so thankful for them. Also, very thankful for Friendship Baptist Church and how they cater this missions conference. Not only by exposing us to people so that they can know and they can see our ministry, and they can hear about our vision, but also so by doing that they can also be more enthusiastic about being involved in the Great Commission. And so just thankful for all the opportunities that we got to share, but also thankful for all the opportunities that we got to have fun. It was a week-long missions conference, and there were some ways that they catered towards missionaries to have fun and they to minister to us. They took me shopping, they took my wife shopping, they had pickleball planned, they had a few of the believers invited us for dinner, and so all of these things to just minister to us. And so we came back very blessed. We got back to Michigan last night around 4 o'clock, and right now I'm in my office just getting ready, and just came back very blessed. When you travel in deputation, you get to meet various people, you get to meet various pastors, and one of the reasons why I'm doing this video so that you get to hear from these pastors and how they are building their church towards missions. And so as I'm thinking about this, as I'm meeting all these pastors, one thing that I've learned is to see, or what I'm learning as I'm meeting all these pastors, the pastoral heart that they have. And I've learned greatly about how they take care of their people, but also they take care of us when we get there as their guest, and just to see their shepherding her, this is the pastoral heart, just the love and compassion that they have for their people and also for us as we visit, just blessed my heart. And I'm learning as future missionary and future pastor, because my heart is always to be a pastor, whether in mission field in Nepal, and so as I'm visiting this pastor, I'm learning from them what leadership is like too. So I just want to thank Pastor Tim Lindsay. I want to thank Pastor Lindsay Sladen and all the pastors in his church, because there was a whole team, for just how compassionate they are, how generous they are, how loving they are. I'm going to give an example. When we were in Friendship Baptist, that Wednesday morning, they got hit by a tornado. That Thursday morning, Pastor Jim in Friendship and even Pastor Sladen, they all were really prepared to go help anyone in need. I mean, that was such a quick response. There was a need there, and they just jumped in to help the believers of the church if they needed their trees to be cut, or if they needed a single, they were just ready to go and help those in need. And I just loved seeing that, how they are like so quick in helping the need and carrying each other's burden. In fact, I just want to give an example too. As we were driving, our car had some issues, automotive issues. Our AC wasn't working and all that. And I called Pastor Sladen and I asked him, "Hey, do you have any mechanic in your church that can look at the car and just to see if this is if this requires like a whole air compressor, if it's just a simple line fix, because if it's a simple fix, then I'll fix it. If it's a big fix, then maybe I can't afford it." I didn't know. So I just wanted him to see if there was a mechanic. Before I even finished the sentence, Pastor Sladen was like, "You know what, just bring it in, we'll take care of it." And that was just so the heart that he has for others. When he sees a need, he wants to help them. And I can only believe what him doing this on a regular basis to so many people. And I just pray that when I hear people, I'm sensitive to their needs, and I'm willing to see if I am able to do whatever I can to meet that too. And then obviously not everything can be met, but if you're able to, why not? Why not, right? I mean, Psalm 67, God blesses us so we can bless others, so we can make His name known among the nations, His saving power on all the earth. And so I'm just so blessed and thankful to see those examples being set as I visit the churches and all the pastors. And I just want to say thank you to all the pastors that are watching this. You guys have been very kind, every one of you, and you guys have just taught me so much about how to be a pastor and how to lead your team and your church to be more enthusiastic towards missions. You guys are a big reason why we are able to do what we are. And so I just want to give my few words of gratitude. As all the words are not enough to say thank you to you for what you do, but just thank you so much. And I'm praying for you. I'm praying for great Easter service in all of our partnering churches. May the resurrected Christ and His message be proclaimed loud and clear, and that many guests that will visit the churches, may they hear about this grace and this love that is available in Christ, and may they run to Him. And I pray that a lot of people will come to know their Lord and Savior this coming Easter. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. Thank you again to all the pastors.
Yes.
Hey guys, so episode 3 of Life of a Missionary. Imani, say hi.
Hi.
Look at the camera. Say hi everyone.
Hi, everyone.
We're back on the road again, headed to Oklahoma, where we are going to visit 2 churches, Harvest Baptist and Friendship Baptist. And Manny, how's your lunch? It's good? You like it?
Yeah.
We're somewhere in Illinois at the Wallies on our way to Springfield and then eventually to Oklahoma. Hey guys, Life of a Missionary, episode 3. We are on our way to Oklahoma. We're stopping at Springfield, Missouri, visiting some family, and then heading to Oklahoma. Right now we are somewhere in Missouri actually. We left super early. And Ledger, are you driving us? Yeah? Come on, put the glasses and drive. Put the glasses and drive, come on.
Hi,
Say hi guys.
Hi, guys.
You might say hi guys.
Hi, guys.
Are you excited to go see Callum and Hudson? Look at this boy. Can you drive us to Missouri, please? Next stop, Missouri. Let's just drive. Hey guys, so we are in Claremore, Oklahoma, on our way to our next destination.
Hi,
Say hi guys.
Hi, guys.
Yep, on our next destination to Owasso,
Hi,
Oklahoma.
guys.
Yep.
Hi,
And we're visiting Friendship
guys.
Baptist Church
Hi,
for a
guys.
week-long missions conference.
Hi, guys.
And Yep, very excited to be part of this missions conference. Is a great mission-minded church, and we just had a great fellowship with Harvest Baptist Church, and with Pastor Tim and Teresa here, and yeah, very excited for this week. Himani, are you excited for this week? Yeah. What are you most excited about?
Danny says it's another eye for your rats.
Yeah, I have no idea what she said. It was in English. It was in Nepali.
Afraid of rats.
Oh, you want to play with friends? Okay. I guess we are right now in Friendship Baptist who are spoiling us. This is Pastor Mike. Mike?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Pastor Cody.
What's up?
Let me ask you guys a few questions. Why is mission so important in Friendship Baptist?
It's the
And Mike,
heartbeat.
you've been here for a long time, right?
Yeah, 18 years.
Yeah.
Missions is the heartbeat of our church. And
Okay.
I think it starts with our pastor. Our pastor loves missionaries. He loves
Can
missions.
walk and talk. Yeah.
And so I think it starts there and it just extends out to the people. We love to
Yeah.
be able to give, be generous
Yeah.
with people who've surrendered to go to the field.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a cool thing to be a part
Let
of.
me ask you this. This is very unique because they have taken us to do shopping and bought us all the they took care. You guys took care of our car, all the needs, and then like electronics and all that. Why is that important?
Well, because we know how much you guys sacrifice to follow God's call,
Yeah.
and so we want to bless you. We want this to be a time when we can give to you because you've given so much to the kingdom.
And then we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And this is not to say that every church has to do the same thing.
Right.
But, God has blessed friendship in such a manner that you guys want to be blessing to us, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
We really appreciate
yeah,
that.
we love doing it. It's a
Yeah.
blessing to us to do it.
That's a huge blessing.
It's a
Absolutely.
really cool thing.
Absolutely. Have you been on a mission trip?
Yes,
Okay.
gone to a couple of them.
Tell me one of your favorite mission trip country, and then what was the best about that?
I would say we went to the Bahamas 3 years ago.
Okay.
And that sounds like it would be really, kind of super nice.
Yeah.
And it was nice in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But we built a house for a guy in 1 week.
Wow. In
And
one week.
He was homeless,
Yeah.
a homeless guy, and we climbed up this huge mountain that was just basically all trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was just a huge mountain and had glass in it, metal
Yep, yep,
in
yep.
it. And we carried plywood and roofing stuff.
Yeah.
We built this house for this guy.
Wow.
It was just a great experience. And working with the kids and different things. Went to a hospital and
Thank you.
prayed with people. There were just tons of moments
Wow.
on that trip. That was probably my favorite one.
Favorite one.
First one I went on was in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That was my first year at Friendship, and that was a lot of great ministry opportunity with the Rotans
Yeah.
there.
And you get to see the need of the gospel when you go
Absolutely.
sometimes out of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing
sure.
that with us.
You bet.
Yep. I'm here with Pastor Jeff. How's it going, Pastor?
Hey, how we doing?
Say hi to my followers. I'm just kidding. Not followers, my partners. I'm not that big. I don't have a following yet. Yeah, maybe one day. But maybe if they see you,
How many followers?
if they see you, I'll get like 100 views here and there,
Let's go. Yeah.
And we just started. This is my third video.
Oh, good.
And so if I get 1 million view with you, I'll share my monetization with you.
Okay.
How about that? But no, Pastor Jeff, friendship is so good in missions. I mean, this is I'm mind blown with how you guys plan and how you guys prepare, but how you guys also like make it hospitable and great time for us. How long have you been in friendship?
I've been in 20 years.
20 years. And so you've seen a lot of missionaries come and go since then. Why is mission so important in friendship?
Since you just didn't give me a chance to prepare an answer, I will
That's
tell
the
you-
whole
I
thing,
know.
is to be spot
Hey, I
on.
will say this though,
Yeah.
and again, it may not be true, but I think it is true.
Yeah.
Is it doesn't just happen. You
Mm.
have to be intentional,
Yeah.
because I think our nature is not to necessarily lean into it.
Yeah.
Our heart is too, but I mean, there has to be a pathway, an avenue for that to be fleshed out.
Yes.
And so when a church, I believe, organizes that pathway, and then we got great missionaries that are helping finish that path.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's the intentionality. I mean, twice a year we have a major focus.
Oh wow.
So it's a week long, and then we have a like a mid-year.
Is that then VBS
Sunday.
or mid?
Yeah. So,
okay.
you know, it's intentional.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if we just did it,
Yeah.
or if we just didn't do it at all, it's
Right.
not going to happen. Because again, everything that is successful is because there was intentionality in it. So that would be my take.
Okay.
You know.
Let me ask you one more thing. You know, there are a lot of pastors that might be watching this. How does a pastor prepare or like just help his church to be more passionate about missions? How do you do that?
Well, I think.
What are a few things?
I mean, obviously, Pastor Slayton has
Yeah.
demonstrated this, but I would imagine seeing the missionary, having time to hear the missionary, not
Mhm.
just for their requests and needs, which is important,
Yeah.
but really hearing, you know, what's going on, the success, the struggles, the difficulties, the challenges, and so we get an opportunity to do that. We'll, you know, because we have missionaries not just for those time frames,
Right.
but they'll come in, give a guest speak and different things like that.
Yeah.
So we have an opportunity.
So
spend
exposing
time.
missionary to
Missions
your
trips
congregation.
obviously is
Yeah.
another thing. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone that I know that is on a mission trip comes back and says, "Wow, if
Yeah.
I only knew."
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of controversy on mission trips. Like, we spend so much money for that
Yeah.
short period of time.
Yeah.
Why don't we just give that money? You know,
Mm.
and it's very controversial. It can be, but as part of leading a lot of our mission trips,
Yeah.
there's so many people that come back that say, "Hey, you know, we're
Yeah.
we're
You're
different."
changed. You're
Yeah.
changed. Yeah. Yeah. Oftentimes we go on a mission trip, think that we're gonna
Yes.
be blessing to them, but we come back more blessed, isn't
Right.
it? And we come
Yeah.
back more changed. To share about say about one of those mission trips that you went to in the past that was just so impactful that changed you
Yeah.
more than others. Yeah.
You know, that was always a challenge when we go on a mission trip. Is
Yeah.
to say, like, you'll hear people go on mission trips with me. They'll say, "Where'd you drive your steak at? Like,
Yeah.
where was that moment?"
Yeah.
And I mean, Guatemala, we've been there, I think, 5 times
Yeah.
with Manna Worldwide, and that was pretty impactful to see that.
Yeah.
We've been on several trips in Ecuador where our building team went and helped be a part of building the
Yeah.
orphanage in Guatemala. I know I'm all back and forth,
Yeah,
but those are just impactful trips, just to see the intentionality of the missionary and the
Missionaries,
local
yeah.
pastor, and see them how, especially when you go back.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you
And
go
see
back
the-
to that field, and they say, "You remember that family
Yep.
that we visited and we
And
invited
see
them
the
with
fruit.
this?"
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, they're now teaching." Well,
Yes.
you had that story. You
Yeah.
taught. You explained that. And so
Yeah.
I would say that's.
Yeah, because in a short term you may not be winning people to Christ, but you're making way for others to go and win them to Christ, and you see those fruits when you go back, which is pretty important. Yeah,
So
pretty
you
cool.
asked the questions. I'm
Yeah.
asking you a question.
Yeah, go for it.
We're stopping right here at Brew Coffee
Yes.
House in Owasso, Oklahoma.
Yes.
What are you getting?
What am I getting? I just like regular medium roast, double with Splenda, not sugar.
There we go.
Trying to balance my unhealtly eating with no sugar. Yeah,
Let's go get
that's
it.
what I mean. Let's go get it. Yes.
You just opened up their heart.
Yeah.
We noticed that in Monterey, Mexico, is that, obviously I don't speak Spanish really well, but I would talk to them in English and they could understand English. A lot of the people there spoke English. So you could hold conversations with them, but as soon as I spoke in their language, it was like a totally different
Exactly.
expression
Absolutely.
and everything. It was like,
I mean, even as a Nepali,
even the attempt to try to speak in that.
just even the greetings, yeah. Even as a Nepali, like if somebody comes to my country and puts an effort in learning the language, I will listen to whatever they have to say. I will listen to whatever
you
they have
know,
to
if
say.
I go to South Africa and I go, hey, does anybody speak English? You speak English?
Yeah.
They usually go, yeah, I speak English.
Right.
But it's very condescending. Yeah, I can help you. You know, as opposed to, I spoke at Wits University in Johannesburg, and it was a class. It was about 25 or 26 students in the class, and I was doing the best I could to speak Xhosa. And I speak Zulu fluently. Xhosa, it's similar, but they're not. But because I think most of the students were Xhosa speaking people, they understood Zulu. I just gave it a crack. So I was doing some English and some Xhosa. And there was about 3 or 4 guys at the back of the room and they looked like Nation of Islam guys. They had their bow ties on, real sharp-looking black gentlemen at the back, and they would be giggling and laughing every now and then. And I just kept going, and we were doing Q&A and talking to them. Well, when they got to them, they wanted me to know. They raised their hand and they said, Dr. Graham, we hope you don't think we were laughing at you. I said, no, I don't feel that way. He said, because we were being blessed. He said, because most people that come speak to us, they only speak to us in English. And here you are, you're speaking in Xhosa, and you're speaking in Zulu. He said, we're just being blessed. He said,
what's up, guys? We are in Friendship Baptist Church in Owasso in Oklahoma, and just having a great time in the missions conference here. It has been such a wonderful, wonderful time to fellowship with believers here and just to be part of this mission-minded church. We are about in day 5. We still have Sunday to go to, but we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was just focused on missions, with each missionary presenting their field and getting the chance to preach. And so my chance was that on Wednesday, and just had a blessed time opening the Word of God, but also just meeting the people here, and that's the beauty of traveling in deputation is the people that you meet and the friends that you make and the relationship that is built through that. And so I'm just so grateful and humbled by the love, support, and care that the missionaries, that the church has put towards missionaries. They have gone above and beyond. One of the things that I've been learning as I'm traveling these various places and various churches and meeting with the pastors is.
Yes. Hey guys, so I'm here with Pastor Lindsay Sladen, and this church is known for their missions conference. In fact, when we got approved, I had several my friends in ministry and several pastors call me like, you gotta get in friendship. You gotta get in friendship. So I'm gonna ask you one question.
Okay.
As a church, how do you build up a reputation for missions like this? Like, how did you get to this point where every missionary wants to be in this church?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is a part of the DNA of our church. We started this way. Plus, leadership has to buy into it, and be excited about the great work of world evangelism, fall in love with missionaries, but our people respond well.
Yeah.
But I think probably casting the vision, and making sure that it's tied to the Word, and then every year we make it a matter of a priority, and we're praying for it. And what you give attention to and prayer to, you get pretty excited about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and things happen. Yeah.
So this is not something that happened over 1 year.
No.
This is a long time. You build the church.
33 years.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, 33 years, yes.
For any pastor that is watching, if you were to give an encouragement to a young pastor, because I get calls like, how do I encourage missions in my church? How would you encourage them?
I would say start with one. If you can't afford, make that clear, but bring them in and get the desire for world missions into whatever size congregation, but start with one, go to 2, go to 3, and then see how that works. But start someplace, and that's a great place to start. Just one, right?
Absolutely.
Just one.
Absolutely. And listen, there is a reputation of how great missions conference and friendship is, and we are at the last event of that week, and I can testify it is unbelievable what you guys do for missionaries and what you guys do for missions, and may this continue. And I'm so glad to partner with you, not only from now but for many years to come.
Yes, and we're thrilled to have you with us. I apologize for not pronouncing your first name. I think I pronounced it 5 different ways. I apologize.
Yes,
for that.
that's good.
But we know who you are and we love
Exactly.
you, and we're happy to partner with you in the world and the great work of world evangelism.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pastor.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
As I got into my teen years, it was clear that there was no real transformation in my life. It wasn't until I was 15 years old that I understood my need for a Savior, and I truly believed in Jesus and put my faith in Him for my salvation. During my senior year of high school while at church camp, I felt burdened to surrender my life to ministry, so after I graduated high school, I went to Baptist Bible College and studied biblical counseling. BBC